Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Continuing my series of legend-capable budget decks, this time I present the Budget Mech Paladin. That's right, you can play even Paladin to Legend on a budget if you're using this pure mech build. When looking for the Budget Paladin deck, I tried a lot of options. I tried pure secrets, I tried the secret mech hybrid. The secret mech hybrid is currently the highest performing Paladin archetype and as a full cost deck, but it didn't really work out as a budget version, so eventually I landed on this pure mech build. There are pure mech builds already existing, and there are pure mech builds that use the similar early game as this one, so Glowtron, Skatebot, Galvanizer, Bronze Gatekeeper as one-attack minions that can be tutored with Crystology, and also Call to Adventure that tutors typically Glowtron or Skatebot preferably. So this early game package already exists in other pure mech Paladin builds. However, typically those pure mech Paladin builds as full cost builds, they go for Kangor's Endless Army, and they try to get a lot of value from resurrecting high value mechs, like Mechano Eggs and Mechanical Whelps. Preferably in versions where you have magnetized stuff on them. Well, we're building a budget deck, so we don't have to worry about Kangors, we don't have it. And that actually, I think, makes this deck better than the current full cost versions, which is kind of an interesting thing because that means that building a full cost version of this archetype, this idea, could result in a very good Paladin deck. But I will probably have to return to that one later, I haven't done that yet. But because I don't have Kangors in this deck, that enables me to use the other good stuff. Good stuff like Replicating Menace and good stuff like Explodinator. These minions that are very sticky, they give you a lot of minions on the board, lots of mechs on the board, and you already have a lot of stuff to magnetize. So that's great, and you don't have to worry about playing Kangors and resurrecting 2/0/2s and a 1/1, which would kind of be bad. So going for this Explodinator, Replicating Menace, Blessing of Kings line, Blessing of Kings as well. When you're using Kangors, Kangors resurrect the mechs with the magnetic buffs, but not with your regular buffs. But I don't have Kangors anyway, I can as well buff my stuff with regular buffs. It's perfectly fine. So the construction of this deck gives this deck a lot more mid-game power than those full cost lists that are currently around. And even though you have that mid-game power, you are not sacrificing value all that much, because Mechano Egg, Mechanical Whelp, just the death rattles of these minions alone is already enough to challenge warriors. Sure, you can completely wreck warriors if you also use Kangors, but being a little bit more modest against warrior, but still able to take those games, while having more mid-game power, more defenses against rogue and hunters, actually gives this deck quite a lot of power. I have also taken a page from Coco Sasa's book from the hybrid secret mech Paladin idea, and I have included a pair of Aldo Peacekeepers here, so I have a little bit of an answer to like a big Edwin or something. Obviously Aldo Peacekeeper isn't that great against Conjurer Mages, because even if you make a Mountain Giant have one attack, then it's just going to get Conjurers called. But it doesn't have to work in every matchup to be worthwhile. It can save you from huge minions, and it can also be used in medium-sized minions just to take better value trades or go face without consequences. So overall a very fun deck to play. After landing on this precise list, I played 7 games with this exact list. I played a lot more, of course, while working towards this, and this one went 7-0. So it seemed to work out quite alright. As for the mulligans with this deck, the cards that you're looking for the most are Crystology and Galvanizer. Galvanizer just allows you to make huge tempo swings, and Crystology is your main card draw tool, and it comes really early, it tutors some nice mechs for you. If you can play Crystology followed by Galvanizer, you can discount a big bunch of mechs, and that will give you major swing turns. Other than those two, it really depends on the matchup. If you're facing something very slow, you're facing a warrior, you want to keep an egg, you want to keep a Mechanical Whelp, you want those powerful death rattles on the board as soon as possible. If you're facing something a little bit faster, like a hunter, you want to hold on to a Glowtron so that you can get on the board as soon as possible. And overall, you're always looking for some kind of a curve that you can play. Because this is a mid-range deck, you want to play stuff on curve. And if you have a Galvanizer, then that really affects what kind of curve you're looking for. Because Galvanizer means that everything else is going to be cheaper, and that affects your decisions on what cards you can hold on to. If you enjoy this content, then please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more. And now, let's go take a look at Budget Mech Paladin in action. Probably need to go with something like this for a mulligan. I need to look for the Crystology, I need to look for the Galvanizer. Just need something that can affect the game. Okay. I do believe I want to get on the board on one with this Glotron, even though it could be magnetized onto like a bomb, but it has got to come down here. I probably don't have a way to kill Miscreant. If he coins Miscreant on 2/5 health, sounds like that I could do something about it. Need to pick up more mechs. Okay, so now I have... next turn I could play Galvanizer, Glotron. Still, if there's coin Miscreant, that's really good. But the Rogue didn't keep any cards, so he does not have a perfect hand by any means. This will be a skater bot guaranteed. But now I want to get on this board. Yeah. I want to get on this board here. So we do these, and do I just Glotron onto this Glotron? It's a 3 health minion, couple of 1 health minion, 2 health minions that is. I don't necessarily have to play another Glotron here. I might be able to do that later. Let's see. There's also the option to call to adventure to grab a Skatebot next turn, which will be 3/3 rush. Alright. Dread Corsairing, some deck handing. He wants to get rid of some of this stuff, I see. Probably fine whether he goes face or not. So, I could call to adventure to get a Skatebot, but I probably want to go with the Explodinator Anoia module. Anoia module here, that it can trade away the 3/3. Glotron here, value trade the deck hand. Yeah. It's Explodinator. It's Anoia module on that one. So that I can trade away his 3/3. It's Glotron on this one. So I can value trade his deck hand. Now he has the Wicked Knife 3/1. I have a 3/6 minion here. Obviously there can be saps, but I have the Skatebot coming from this one. And we managed to pick up a sap. Hi, make my day, and hi, Scarlet. And a Life Drinker. Interesting. Ooh, that Replicating Menace. I mean, I could play Galvanizer into Replicating Menace. Trade away the Life Drinker. I can also do it with Call to Adventure, but I think that might be okay. Let's Galvanize. Replicating Menace here. I can trade away that Life Drinker. I can get a bunch of minions on this board here. And he's unlikely to have Fan. I've already seen one sap, which means that the Gatekeeper will give me some defensive powers. What would you coin? You would coin a Myras. Interesting. Now there's definitely potential for a second sap. There's potential for a second prep.
I'm out of cards.
Do I just want to go in with the War Gear? I mean, if I can force a sap, that's pretty sweet. Because there can totally be a sap. He might have a Fan. I mean, I can do Call to Adventures and get those Skatebots out there. I probably go in with the War Gear. But what do I magnetize into? Let's say that there's a prep Fan type of move. And sap. I can probably just magnetize here. I suppose this is okay. Just magnetize there and hit him in the face with everything. It goes down to 11. I'm still at 25, so there won't be one turn kill from here. And he still needs to both defend and potentially attack. We got the second sap. No more saps coming. Which means that the gatekeeper is going to stick. If needed. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Well, this would draw... Well, this will draw Skadabot. 5, 8, 9, 5 mana. This will draw me a Skadabot. And there are no more saps. I'm just going to magnetize the Skadabot on this one. And I'm going to magnetize the Gatekeeper on that one. And then I'm going to punch him in the face with all of these. Actually, that is lethal. I suppose we have to try to give advice based on the best statistics over thousands of games, over my sample size of hundreds of games. Is it safe to spend 4000 dust on Miracle Mage just before new adventure? I don't see what the new adventure has to do with anything, because the new adventure doesn't really have anything to do with anything. There's no new adventures that give you cards anymore. But yeah, if you like Miracle Mage, sure. Why not spend something on it? I probably need to play the Galvanizer this turn. Because I don't see a way to play it on 3 or 4. This might still draw just a Glowtron. Secret Hunter. Okay. So this one might die. It's fine. Let's see if I can get a Skadabot or a Glowtron. I get a Skadabot, that's sweet. I still want to attack, because I want to find a little bit information about this secret. So Rat, Snipe or Snake. Rat Trap is the most commonly used at the moment. But it could also be snakes. It could totally be snakes. The power of the Skadabot. And, well, if it's Rat, then I don't want to play 3 cards in a single turn. That's a thing. But I would like to kill the Misha. If I magnetize War Gear, he gets the snakes. I should still be fine, right? Because I know it's not a freezing trap. Let's see if it's snakes. It is snakes. But I think I'm still fine with the snakes. I believe I'm fine with the snakes anyway. Oh, especially if he trades away the snakes. That's cool. So we dealt with a secret and an animal companion. Okay, he gets all the other secrets. Alright. Snake is probably unique in the deck. I mean, I could always kill the subject 9. I'd probably need to use the... a little bit awkward here. Because I would kind of want to play the egg. Just can't fit in my Crystology here. But I don't want to play both of my Skadabot and both of my Skadabots here. I could play like Explodinator. Because there's going to be freezing traps and stuff as well. Explodinator 0 cost Skadabot isn't terrible. I think I'll just do that. Trade away the subject 9. Leave myself with some bombs on the board. There have been a lot of potential decisions in this game. So there is always the possibility that there is a freezing trap now. And I really dislike going to a freezing trap here. Freezing trap would be quite a logical solution. And then I get back a Goblin Bomb, which I don't really value. Crystology draws me Gatekeepers or Glowtrons, which are not terrible. I mean, I have the option to just play the Skatebot without magnetizing it. I think I like that one, actually. Let's just try to hit there. Oh, it wasn't even a freezing trap. Well, that was a big surprise. In that case, I'm playing the egg. Okay, I was really thinking it would be freezing trap. But it's not. I've seen the snake use. Snake is probably a one-off in that deck. And he has not spent a freezing trap yet, but he could play a freezing trap now. So this is probably a freezing trap, now that I've used the Skatebots. So there's freezing, rat, snipe maybe? I want to play 2 cards to play around rat trap a little bit. So I think Bronze Gatekeeper is the second card, and then I'll just use the hero power. And obviously I'm not attacking with this because it's almost guaranteed that there is a freezing trap now. Now he needs to deal with this in order to get rid of the freezing trap, which hopefully forces him to make very inefficient plays. And there's probably a rat trap. Rat trap is run as a 2-off most of the time at the moment. That's not bad for him. So I probably want to magnetize a Glowtron on this. But I don't want to play 3 cards. Magnetizing Glowtron on that doesn't do a whole lot, to be honest. There's the freezing trap, rat trap. Maybe something like an explosive trap. I don't want to get this back into my hand as a 7-mana minion. No, I just don't. Let's magnetize a Glowtron on it. Then I'll play a Replicating Menace and hero power. I think this is okay. So still playing around the freezing trap. Freezing, explosive, rat. Most likely combination of cards. That Master Score was a really good one. That was a very valuable card. So he has another Spring Paw. Another Timberwolf. I'm actually not completely sure. He's still trying to make his freezing trap as good as possible. And how is he going to go about this now? It was very difficult to use the freezing trap on this. Then there's the misdirection probably. So this will now draw, this will actually now draw a Galvanizer. There's the freezing trap. I don't have another taunt. Freezing, rat, then explosive or misdirection. Just need to freeze this one, right? Also want to avoid proccing the rat trap. Let's freeze this one now. There's the chance that he finds Tuljin, but he doesn't always find it. He was running double snakes. I did not see that coming. Double snakes is rare. So now I'm going to magnetize Glowtron on this. And trade away the Timberwolf. And replay the Replicating Menace and hero power. I might have also magnetized the Replicating Menace on this. Was it a mistake to play it separately? It probably was. Although 3 attack should be enough. Dire Frenzy is good against 3 attack. We'll see. He has 1 beast left that he drew with the Master's Call. And he has a Lynx, so he could have a second Timberwolf. Is that a second freezing trap? Is he running double freezing, double snake? Very surprising things if he's doing that. And then there can be Zul'jin for next turn. That's always possible. Let's see about the free, no free. Okay, so it's explosive and rat at the moment, I suppose. Is he going to have Zul'jin for next turn? And this is probably mechanical weapon blessing of kings, right? I believe so. There could be a misdirection. Zul'jin can be awkward. We'll find out soon enough. We attack with this one first in case it's a misdirection and not an explosive trap. And then this one goes face. Okay. Now we have quite a few minions here. Does he have Zul'jin? There are no cards that he would have kept for an extended period of time. I know that's a beast. I know that's a... So I know there's a beast and I know there's a lynx. He was able to top deck a Dire Frenzy, which is obviously good for him. Although not quite enough. There's Rat Trap Lynx. This one's still drawing Galvanizer. I have 15 plus 3. 18. I mean, I think I'm going face here. He has just one card in hand. That has not been there for a long time. But if it's Zul'jin, he summons a pair of animal companions. Well, we're going to see about that. Note replicating menace on this. I changed the attack of that to 1. Do I actually have to push 18 to face, or is it safer to kill the Tundra Rhino? If there happens to be a Zul'jin. What good is it that I put him down to 5? It's better to kill the Tundra Rhino. That way, even if there's a Zul'jin, then everything doesn't have charge. So I'm playing it much safer here. And it still needs a ton of damage to push through all of this. So he gets to discover a spell. Well, that is going to pull the Tundra Rhino most certainly. Well, that could be a misdirection. So I need to equip the True Silver Champion first. Hit with that. So if I hit into one of my own minions, neither of them dies. And then I push face. And that's not a misdirection, so we take the win. Let's see. I would normally keep these expensive cards, but with a Galvanizer in hand, I might. So this is going to be Coin Crystology into Galvanizer on 2. That's the way this hand works. First we pick up some more mechs. Then we galvanize. See what kind of hunt this is. Well, Hunter doesn't do anything for 2 turns. I mean, this is a Galvanizer turn. No reason for me to use the Skatebot there. Some kind of mid-range hunter, I suppose. This draws either a Glowtron or a Skatebot. I'm not a huge fan of those, I guess. I mean, I have the ability to Gatekeeper this, to kill the Timberwolf. I could play Call to Adventure, but I'm afraid that it's too low tempo. That's a very real concern to me. But I think that's probably what I do. I'm going to do this. I still keep the Skatebot here. I mean, if it turns out to be secret, and there's a danger that he actually uses a freezing trap, then I can just drop the 0 mana Skatebot alone into the freezing trap. And that's pretty good. I think this is egg time. Let's see. Somehow I still think he should be running secrets. Oh. That's a surprise. That's a surprise. But a 6/4. I mean, I can just Wargear it down, right? I mean, I can also True Silver Champion it down, but is that useful? I can try to roll... Actually, Call to Adventure. Guaranteed 1 drop. That's going to have 3 attack. This one has 1 attack. That's 4 attack. So I wouldn't have to use the Wargear. Oh, I do think I like that. Because now if I roll the Glowtron, that's actually really good. Yeah. We're just dropping the Glowtrons into the egg. And then use the egg to trade away the Scavenging Hyena. And that was actually really sweet. Because now I still have the Wargear to do with other things. This doesn't look very secret-like to me. Not at all secret-like. I mean, I do want to kill the Wyvern. He obviously has another one to go. I mean, I can buff this to 7 health. Take 1 damage. It will be at 6. I think I'll try that. Or I could drop the Skatebot out there. Just take that out with the Skatebot. Maybe that's fine. Maybe just Skateboarding that one down is fine. Push face with this. Get an Explodinator out there. Hero power. I've already seen an Unleash. So I'm not very scared of going wide. Like if he plays another Unleash the Beast, that doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, so now he got the 8/8. Oh, he had a Hunter's Mark. That's why he wanted the 8/8. Alright, I'm cool with that. Now he's emptying his entire hand to do... well, not a whole lot. Christology. That's interesting. I'm going to draw... but I have Galvanizer Skatebot actually. Ooh, Galvanizer. 5 mana, 3 mana. Yeah, I like this. We're drawing with the Christology. Get the Skatebot, get the Galvanizer. Discount the hand here. Like this. Then I can trade away that wolf. Didn't like that wolf anyway. I just leave him with the Henchclan Squire, it's just a Murloc. I can leave his Murloc up, it's fine. I can leave that Murloc up, I can just hit face. Because I need to start pushing. Definitely a deck that runs Zul'jin. Well, Thunder Rhino. But Thunder Rhino cannot be combined with a... cannot be combined. A secret. So it could be a freezing trap, of course. It also might not be. I think I need to Skatebot into the secret. See what happens here. It was the freezing trap, but now it's gone. So then I have multiple options, but I guess killing that with this one is okay. That means that he has to Unleash the Beast, so he can play Unleash the Beast to kill this. Well, in theory he could. I think I need to kill that anyway. And then I think I'm playing the egg And I'm taunting up the egg. So yeah, you can get your 5-5 on this board. I have this 1/10 egg here defending my own 5-5. I simply don't care. Well, there's that one card that he has had the entire time. And that's probably actually Zul'jin, isn't it? I think it's quite likely to be Zul'jin. So Zul'jin will cast Unleash. It will cast the Hunter's Mark. It will cast the Freezing Trap. And it will cast 2 Unleash the Beast and a Marked Shot. So I want to take the attack of this one down to 1, but I don't want to kill it yet. So that probably that Marked Shot and Hunter's Mark hit this minion is as high as possible. But I don't want to play a 4th minion, because that will give him a better Unleash. Instead I just want to hit him in the face with all of this stuff now. And then I expect that we will see a Zul'jin. But it's going to be difficult for the Zul'jin to clear up everything. Because now that there's this minion, that can also be a target for the Hunter's Mark. It can also be the target for the Marked Shot. Regardless of the order that things happen. So then there is the Freezing Trap. But I have the Skatebot in hand. I still need to spend a lot of resources here. Now there is a Freezing Trap, but I can just Skatebot my way to the Freezing Trap. So, always pretty good in this matchup. Maybe I'll try. And I probably can't afford to spend more time on budget decks. Because my viewership is going down. People get tired of budget decks pretty quickly. So I have to move back to playing meta decks. Unfortunately. You just can't afford to be playing budget decks because viewership is going down all the time. Too bad I couldn't find a Skatebot. But I didn't have a great play for turn 3 anyway. I don't have a great play for this turn either. If I play kings on this, he can simply coin Dino-Medic and kill it. What if he doesn't have Dino-Medic? I guess he doesn't always have Dino-Medic. We're going to try this. What since budget decks seem to appeal the majority of Aegis player base? No, they want to play top tier decks, actually. Top deck Dino-Medic, the best kind of Dino-Medic. Egg time. He has an Iron Beak Owl. Well, that was a surprise. I want to kill the owl so he can't bounce it back. So that's the end of that owl, but he has up to 8 armor. So what I want here is a 3-10 egg. Is there a word without Dino-Medic on 5? Of course there is. He has like everything. Owl, Project, Dino-Medic, Harrison. Just incredible stuff here. But I don't think he has a second silence. I can draw the 1-attack minions now. If I hit Galvanizer, that's awesome. There's a Galvanizer. Time to Galvanize here. And then it's time to annoy a module, right? He has 8 on board, 10 on board. Let's annoy a module. Hit him in the face a little bit. Oh, if this was a Kangor's deck, then this would be such a scary minion for him right now. But this is not a Kangor's deck, so it's not quite as scary. There's obviously always the possibility to brawl. Can he get enough armor to shield slam it? Face tanks the 5. Well, he should have face tanked first, right, and then played shield block.
Let the pain speak to me.
That's what I would have thought he would do. Is he setting up for a brawl? Or just for a big warpath? Oh, this will give him so much armor and cards. I may need to consider killing them. There can also be executes in that deck. Just warpathing a lot. 12 plus 3 mana. I mean, he's going to warpath. It's going to draw a bunch of cards. But I don't want to taunt up another minion. Skatebot Whelp can prevent him from drawing more cards. He can still warpath to gain a bunch of armor though. But then if he also warpaths, then he also going to proc the Whelp. And then that's going to give me a 7/7. And if he warpaths a couple of times, he can't brawl after that.
What now?
We'll see. He might have like double shield slam in hand. That would seem the strongest thing he can have. He can't brawl now, but he could have shield slams. Shield slam can kill the 7/7. Another shield slam could kill the 5/12. Might be able to brawl later. Well, that was strange. That's very, very strange. What kind of read should I make of this? Is he going to have executes? I mean, I can deal 21. What if he has execute in that deck? But if he had an execute, he wouldn't have played the Eternium Roar, he would have played the execute. Or if there's another warpath. I think I'm pretty all in here, to be honest. $15, $8, $10, $11.
Converting stored energy.
I think I'm pretty all in here. I'm just hitting him in the face with all I've got. And see if he can find an answer. I mean, if he had an execute, he would have played it last turn. There was no reason not to execute. He could have a brawl. Does he actually have an execute? Why didn't he play execute last turn if he has an execute here? He could have a Ziliax. Ziliax would keep him safe and sound. Okay. Well, the 11-8 wins. And 11-18. And he gets to 15. And I have quite a lot of damage. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.